Pope Francis died on the 21st of April 2025, which is on Easter Monday, and just a day before his death, this was the last thing he said to the public.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buona Pasqua.
So now what happens when a pope dies? Well, let my boy Dylan get us enlightened.
The Pope is dead. So what happens now? Pope Francis was the head of the largest single religious denomination on earth with 1.4 billion followers. So to give you an idea of the enormous processes that have just been set into motion, there is an entire 400-page handbook that's only purpose is to guide religious officials through the countless rites and rituals of the funeral process. There's even a traditional method to verify that a pope has died, which is calling the pope's name 3 times with no response. Pope Francis, however, overhauled the entire book last year to simplify the processes. His reasoning was to emphasize that a pope should not be seen as a powerful man of this world, rather simply a disciple of Christ. Just 2 of the many changes that he made was that 1, he will no longer be placed in the traditional 3 coffins made of cypress, lead, and oak, and 2, he also didn't want to be buried in the Vatican like most, rather in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, which is about half an hour across Rome. The Pope's fisherman ring will be ceremonially destroyed, traditionally to prevent its use in forging documents, but also to symbolize the end of his authority. The Vatican has now also begun an official mourning period known as Novendiale, which lasts 9 days. Pope Francis's body will soon be placed in St. Peter's Basilica, where soon tens of thousands are expected to file past and pay respects in person. Following that, a grand funeral mass will be held in the same basilica, where countless world leaders and important figures will attend, and it will also be broadcast worldwide. Then, after all of that, the intense process of choosing a new pope will begin. And I say intense because high-ranking officials in the Catholic Church from around the world will make their way to Rome and go into what's called a conclave. Now, the word conclave itself comes from the Latin word cum clave, meaning with a key. And that's actually a nod to the old practice of locking these Catholic officials away until a decision is reached. That tradition began in the 13th century after one of the elections dragged on for nearly 3 years. So people in the town literally locked them in and removed the roof to hurry them up. And today's conclaves still honor that same spirit of seclusion. Once inside the Sistine Chapel, those officials cut off all communication from the outside world. No phones, no internet, no news, all to make sure that the deliberations are only guided by prayer and discussion. Now, who they choose and why is even more interesting. So I've made an even longer video, and that'll go up on YouTube this evening. See you there.